From Montgomery, Delegate Hurst.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Rising for a point of personal privilege.
Delegate has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, ladies and gentlemen of the House, this morning as we continue to celebrate Black History Month, I want to introduce you to a champion for rural education and for the education of young African Americans. Now, many of you know Booker T. Washington's link to Virginia, being born south of Roanoke, and some of you may know he came back periodically to help create the Christiansburg Institute in Montgomery County, where for 100 years, young Black students from 15 counties in southwest Virginia came to learn while other schools remained segregated. Someone you may not know, though, Mr. Speaker, is Edgar A. Long, who became principal of Christiansburg Institute at the request of Mr. Washington. Now, Booker T. knew Edgar Long because Long was born in Tuskegee, Alabama. He enrolled at the Tuskegee Institute in December 1891, and he says, with 75 cents in his pocket and no soles on his shoes. Now, Edgar Long spoke a lot, and he wrote a lot, often being requested as a speaker around the country. His wisdom was collected for a book called A Vision of Education, which includes a speech he gave in 1916 in Philadelphia. It speaks to the power of his work and the lasting legacy of the Christiansburg Institute. And in that speech, he said, "My early childhood recollections are blurred by indistinct impressions of log cabins and frame cabins and night movings. In those days, after a man with his family had worked all the year for a planter and come out behind, that is to say, he was in debt, the only way he could escape the debt was to move. I'm a living witness to the fact that these poor families move early and often. Mr. Washington used to tell of a family rooster that would come to the door on the 1st of January each year and crow there, lay down, and cross his legs, ready to be tied, knowing that moving day had come." One of the greatest influences which Christiansburg has exerted upon the community and the entire section in which the school is located is that it has induced them to buy homes. Out of 246 farms operated by African Americans in the county, 241 of them are owned by them. The same or a higher percentage of ownership that's shown for the rest of the town. And practically all of them have come either directly or indirectly under the influences of the school. Perhaps as many as 2,000 children, he later said, have come under the influence of the school since our connection with it. And he said it at a time when the school still was going to be in an operation for 50 more years. 100 graduates, and I know of no one who has ever been in prison. With a farm of 185 acres, the school of 250 students in daily attendance in 3 departments, the school is positioned to give warrant in saying that we have been amply repaid for every sacrifice that has been made for it. Mr. Speaker, Edgar Long was known to say, at Hampton, the people have gone to school. At Christiansburg, the school has gone to the people. So let's take time today, Mr. Speaker, to honor the achievement of true trailblazers and pioneers for their work to bring equality to education, no matter your race. That is the legacy of teachers like Edgar Long at the Christiansburg Institute. However, our job to ensure equity for children of color and children living in rural areas still has much more work before us. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.